Mouse for Less family. I am Ricky, and welcome to this week's edition of the Mouse Bites. Yay! I am so glad that you are here, and we are going to have a ton of fun today getting through all the news. There will be news from last week too, since I didn't get the chance to record Mouse Bites while my family was here in town for Thanksgiving. So I've got a ton, I mean a ton of news to share with you all here for the Mouse Bites this week. So we'll get through all the easy stuff first, and then we'll move into the fun of the Mouse Bites for sure. So a couple of things I want to tell you. If you have questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. I am sure with all this news that you all are going to have some sort of question. So feel free to ask those in the comments, and I will be happy to answer to the best of my abilities. And yeah, it's just going to be a ton of news. So I hope you all are ready for a very lengthy Mouse Bites today, because I am here for you. And I want to know what you think about some of these news stories too. So make sure you share those in the comments below too, because I'm really curious as to your thoughts. So we are going to start. First things first, we are starting with the Disney Skyliner. So the Disney Skyliner gondolas are being built at Walt Disney World, and it has officially come out that they will not have air conditioning. Instead, the gondolas will use cross ventilation to allow the air to flow inside the unit at all times, as well as reflective windows, which will prevent the cabins from getting too hot during the day. The Disney Skyliner is going to be ready to begin transporting guests at the Walt Disney World Resort beginning in the fall of 2019. So we have about a year before the Disney Skyliner officially debuts. So again, lots of news related to the fact that the Skyliners are coming, especially the news about no air conditioning. I know that a lot of people were curious about that, and I've been saying it for a long time that there wasn't going to be air conditioning in these vehicles. So I'm glad that Disney has officially come out and said that there is no air conditioning in them. So but there will be ventilation, so there will be air moving through them. I would like to let people know that it's not going to be like a complete oven. There's going to be air that's moving through this system, so just keep that in mind. Moving on to something a little less controversial, hopefully. Deluxe Burger at Disney Springs is now going to be serving breakfast for a limited time. This is through that busy holiday season, and they're going to be serving breakfast through January 1st. The menu is going to include breakfast sandwiches, breakfast burgers, chicken biscuits, fries with sausage gravy or béarnaise sauce, and a Greek yogurt parfait. Of course, there's also going to be coffee and juices, and it wouldn't be a deluxe burger without a shake. So enjoy your breakfast burger with a delicious shake for breakfast. Yay! Now, breakfast will be served daily from 8:30 in the morning until 10:30 in the morning. So if you're looking for something for breakfast at Disney Springs, that's going to be where to go. Speaking of restaurants at Disney Springs, Wolfgang Puck Bar and Grill surprisingly opened this week at the town center area of Disney Springs. The restaurant features approachable dining with a touch of California elegance, much like Wolfgang Puck is known for. Wolfgang Puck Bar and Grill offers a dynamic setting inspired by traditional farmhouses and showcases a menu designed to suit every occasion. So stay tuned to the Mouse for Less. We're going to have that menu up for you here soon, since it did just get released this week that the restaurant was opening. So we're going to have that up for you very soon. Stay tuned. We'll have that posted for you soon. Moving on to a couple of refurbishments, and these seem like they're really far away. So keep in mind, things may change. But as of right now, beginning in the fall of 2020, again, that seems really far away, and I'm wondering if they mean 2019 or, yeah, something seems wrong with this. But anyway, the Big Blue Pool is going to be closed for refurbishment at Disney's Art of Animation, and while this resort work takes place at the resort, the other pools and recreational offerings will remain open, including the Flippin' Fins pool, the Cozy Cone pool, and the schoolyard spray ground. So just keep that in mind. I don't know if they're letting us know way ahead of time that they're having a refurbishment, or if they have the wrong date here, because that seems very odd. So just throwing that out there. I would keep my eyes posted for more information about that. Speaking of keeping my eyes posted for more information, again, this is another date that seems like it's really far away, and I'm wondering if they mean 2019. The Hippy Dippy Pool will be closed at Disney's Pop Century Resort beginning winter of 2020. Again, that seems like a very odd time to let us know already. So I'm wondering if they mean 2019. During that time, guests will be able to enjoy the bowling pin pool, the computer pool, and the kiddie pool. And additionally, the Petals pool bar will be closed and movies under the stars will be offered in an alternate location. So that's all the news from this week proper. Now, let's get into the news that we missed last week in the Mouse Bites, thanks to the exciting D23 event that happened, the Destination D event that happened last weekend. So first things first, we learned that Beauty and the Beast sing-along is coming, and what it is it's going to be a new guest offering that will soon debut at the France Pavilion and World Showcase at Epcot. This Beauty and the Beast sing-along is created by Don Hahn, the producer of the live animated and live action. I'm sorry, back up. It's created by Don Hahn, who's the producer of the animated and the live action Beauty and the Beast films. This new show will be in addition to Impressions de France, so it's not going to be a replacement, and I believe it will be in the same theater, though, so I think they're probably going to alternate times. So Impressions de France is not going away, but they are bringing in, it looks like, this new Beauty and the Beast sing-along. No word on when that's officially going to debut just yet, but it's probably coming before the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World, so coming soon. Speaking of new films, the O Canada film in the Canadian Pavilion is going to be updated. That's the 360 show that takes place right now. It has Martin Short. And so no word, again, on more information about what's going on with this new film, but we are going to get a new film for O Canada, too. So that's kind of exciting. Speaking of replacements, we have more information about the Illuminations Reflections of Earth replacement, and that basically the new Nighttime Spectacular is going to debut in 2020, and it will celebrate how Disney music has inspired people from around the world. Will feature massive floating set pieces, custom LED panels, choreographed moving fountains, lights, pyrotechnics, and yes, lasers. Before the new show debuts, though, there is going to be a show that's going to be a limited time experience called Epcot Forever. This show is going to debut in the fall of 2019 and will feature classic Epcot tunes. Epcot Forever will will offer fireworks, music, lighting, lasers, and special effect kites. So that's kind of exciting there. And remember, Illuminations Reflections of Earth will end at the end of summer of 2019. So if you want to make sure you catch Illuminations before it goes away, you're going to need to make sure you plan your trip before the end of summer of 2019. So that's coming up, by the way. Just a warning, that's the end of next summer. So, but we also have information about the new attraction coming for the France Pavilion that's themed around Ratatouille, and it's going to be called Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. So if you're looking forward to experiencing that attraction, you're going to ride on Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, coming up again by the 50th anniversary, which is in 2021. It feels like it's so far away, right? I mean, 2021 feels so far away, but you have to think about it. We're almost at the end of 2018 right now, so that's only a couple years away, really, when you think about it. That's scary. Oh my gosh, that's very scary. So it feels like it's really far away, but we're getting there. Now, something that's not going to be far away is going to be a new show at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and it's called The Wonderful World of Animation. It's a nighttime show that debuts in May of 2019 as part of the park's 30th anniversary celebration. What? 30 years for Disney's Hollywood Studios, formerly Disney's MGM Studios. The show is going to use state-of-the-art projection technology to take guests on a magical journey through more than 90 years of Disney animation, all beginning with Mickey Mouse himself. This is going to replace the Disney Movie Magic Show, I believe, at Disney's Hollywood Studios, which is the show that takes place, it's a projection show that takes place on the Chinese Theater right before the Star Wars fireworks begin. So it's not replacing Fantasmic or anything like that. It's just going to be a projection show that replaces, I believe, the Disney Movie Magic Show that's currently taking place. Speaking of news that involves the Chinese Theater, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, that is actually officially announced that it's going to be debuting in the fall of 2019. So I had suspected that this attraction would be opening in the summer of 2019, but it looks like some things have pushed it back. So fall 2019 at Disney's Hollywood Studios is going to be bananas. I'm just letting you know this right now. If you're planning a trip for fall 2019 at Walt Disney World and you're headed to Disney's Hollywood Studios, just expect like the most massive crowds ever. Because not only do you have now the debut of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, but of course, in late fall, you have the debut of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So seriously, bonkers time to be at Disney's Hollywood Studios next fall. I'm just warning you all. Just keep that in mind. Keeping in mind, speaking of Star Wars, the attractions have been named for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So the first is going to be titled Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, which is going to put guests in the controls of the most famous ship of the galaxy and one of 3 unique flight crew roles. So the second attraction, which is going to put guests in the middle of an epic battle between the Resistance and the First Order, is going to be called Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. Makes sense, right? These 2 new incredible offerings are going to be allowing guests to use the new Disney Parks app. There's too many things that have Play and Disney and Parks in them. So it's the Play Disney Parks app. This is how I believe that guests are going to be scored. So you've heard about the fact that different outcomes are going, people are going to come up to you on the street, things like that, potentially, and say, oh, you did a good job with, the Millennium Falcon, things like that. So they're going to be able to tell how good of a job you do based off the Play Disney Parks app. So if you're looking to have this kind of interactive experience in the land, you're going to want to make sure to download the Play Disney Parks app. It's a fun game, a fun app for guests. Got lots of games, got trivia. So if you're looking to play while you're waiting in line too, this is a great app to have on your phone. So I've played it before in the Soarin' queue. It's great. I played it in the Peter Pan queue, and they keep rolling out new games and trivia and things like that for guests to get to experience to make it a better app, more rounded app. So make sure you download that soon. There have been some big changes that have been announced, sort of, for Disney's PhotoPass, and that is the fact that they are going to be using an automated PhotoPass system at select meet and greets at Walt Disney World. It's planned to roll out to 9 locations. And this new automated system is going to use an automated camera instead of PhotoPass photographers. And at the meet and greets, a kiosk is going to feature the images with a magic band touch point for guests to scan their magic bands, much like they do at the on-ride photo locations throughout the park. So it's going to be a big change. I know that they've rolled it out with Tinkerbell, and I just want to say I'm one who's upset about this change. I don't usually get upset about a lot of changes at Walt Disney World, but this one really hits home to me. So again, if it hits home to you, make sure you let Disney know that you are not happy with these changes with the PhotoPass photos and the meet and greets, because to me this is a really big change that didn't need to happen. So I love the photos that I have taken with my family that are just the candid ones, and I feel like you don't like that are up close, and I feel like you're just not going to get that with the automated system. So my little PSA is let Disney know if you're unhappy with this change. Moving on to something a little bit happier, Ralph Breaks the Internet is now out in theaters, and The Void at Disney Springs is introducing a new way to kind of interact with the new movie. And it's a hyper reality experience called Ralph Breaks VR. It's a multi-sensory immersive experience that has debuted now, and in teams of 4 guests are going to be able to break into the internet with WreckIt Ralph and Vanellope Von Schweetz, disguised as characters from the film called Netsians, to play the newest, coolest video game ever. Ralph Breaks VR introduces 2 brand new locations, the Dunderdome and the Pancake Milkshake Diner, as well as a new antagonist, Bev, who is voiced by writer Pamela Ribbon, which stands for Built to Eradicate Viruses. So it looks like a really exciting experience. The Star Wars Void experience is going to be still taking place, so you can still do both of these if you'd like to do, and it's an exciting thing. You do have to make reservations ahead of time, so just keep that in mind, and you can go to thevoid.com to make those reservations. Disney has announced the new and upcoming Disney Vacation Club villa property that is being built at the location of, in between Fort Wilderness and Wilderness Lodge, has a name now. It's called Reflections, a Disney Lakeside Lodge. This is in the former location of River Country. It's going to be a deluxe nature-inspired resort that will feature more than 900 hotel rooms and the proposed Disney Vacation Club villas. We do have some news about the Star Wars Hotel, too. I told you there was a ton of news. The Star Wars Hotel is going to be a groundbreaking experience unlike anything that you've ever seen before. From the moment you board your launch pod, it's a fully immersive multi-day, I would like to stress that, Star Wars adventure aboard a luxury spaceship complete with high-end dining, space view cabins, and all the exciting action that you would expect from an authentic Star Wars experience. Again, keep in mind, this experience will likely be kind of like the Disney Cruise Line experience, so you will be immersed in the whole Star Wars lore for 2-3 days. And so just keep that in mind. For those who are looking to book this, it's not going to be like a traditional Disney vacation, from my understanding, where, you stay at the hotel and then you go into the parks and do things in the parks and then, come back to your hotel. You are going to be immersed in this experience. So it is an all-in thing. So just keep that in mind. It's not like the regular Walt Disney World experience. So I know a lot of people are excited about this Star Wars Hotel, and it definitely sounds really cool. I'm looking forward to maybe experiencing it in the future. We'll see. Who knows? Not the biggest Star Wars fan, but I got to try it out, right? Right? Yeah. Okay. It's called Research, right? Moving on to another hotel that has been announced, the 15-story tower at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort is officially has a name. It's called the Grand Destino Tower. This tower is going to be completed in July of 2019, and it will add a total of 554 new guest rooms. That includes 50 suites to the resort. So it looks like July 2019 is go time for Disney's Coronado Springs, for it being maybe not completely done, but in a good sense done. So if you're looking at planning to stay at Disney's Coronado Springs, July 2019 looks like your date. And that's going to do it for all the news that I have for this week. So if you guys have any questions, like I said, make sure to ask them in the comments section, or if you have any comments that you want to share with me about any of the things that I have officially announced today on the Mouse Bites, make sure you mention those in the comments too. Otherwise, make sure you follow along with the Mouse for Less on all of our social sites. You've got Twitter, you've got Facebook, you've got Instagram, you've got YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on all of those things. And otherwise, we're going to see you all the next week on the Mouse Bites.